Hi, this is Lauren Fogelman at ExpertSportsPerformance.com, working with highly driven, motivated athletes on having more focus, confidence, and the ability to effectively deal with distractions when competing for consistent high performance. Today we're going to be talking about coaching styles. Now there's old school and there's new school, and very, very different approaches. And let's face it, your coach wants you to do well, your coach wants you to be able to win and have great results. But how they go about it with the old school approach or the new school approach is going to really make the difference as to whether your heart is truly in it and whether you're going to dig deep because you really want to be able to please your coach. And one of the things I've seen is that when athletes are working with a coach doesn't always recognize their learning style. We all have different learning styles. So the more that the coach understands your learning style, the better you're going to be able to follow through with what the coach wants. The other part is some coaches have a big bag of tricks as to how to motivate their athletes, and some, they just have one trick and that's it, and either it works or it doesn't work. So let's see the difference between the old school and new school coaching styles. The first one with the old school is about punishment. When a team doesn't do well or an athlete doesn't do well, there's some type of punishment. I've seen it many times in high school football. If the team played really poorly, they get yelled at, they have to do extra laps or something of that nature to really let the athletes know that not only are they disappointed in themselves, but their coach is disappointed in them as well. And with the new school, there's more of encouragement. If an athlete or a team doesn't do well, let's look at that. Let's find out what went well, and let's look at what could be done differently the next time you're in a situation. So there's always some learning involved in that. It's not so black and white with either failure or winning. There's this gray area in between also where you can pull something positive out of every performance. And then the next one is distractions. When you have a coach yelling at you, telling you what to avoid and what to focus on, sometimes it's distracting for athletes. It takes you out of the zone and really that headspace that you created yourself to be really focused. So coaches, especially when they get all heated up, can be very distracting for athletes. And therefore, the new school would be learning how to motivate your different athletes. Some athletes want to have some direction and be encouraged by their coaches during performances and games, and others, they want to just be quiet and they can get into their own zone and really be able to connect with what their goals are on their own. And so knowing those different styles of an athlete really helps for the coach to be able to motivate them in the best way possible. Goals. Now with the old school, it's always about the outcomes. Did you win? What was the score? What was your times? All things that are very external factors and markers. Therefore, there's not a lot that is within an individual control of the athletes. But with the new school, those goals are about attitude and execution, because if you maintain a good attitude, you maintain focus, you execute really well and set up challenges for yourself during the competition, you're more likely to actually reach those outcome goals. Therefore, attitude and execution are two things that are within your ability. And then finally, old school coaches are focused on the problems. They're focused on what's not going well, what to avoid, what you didn't do well enough, how you were not paying attention, all the negatives that come so easily to mind. And you probably know most of the things you didn't do well yourself anyway. And therefore, it just adds to the frustration, the embarrassment, the anger, whatever it might be for you. And then with the new school coaching, it's about solutions. Once again, it goes into learning. If you didn't do well this time, what was going on? What do we need to do differently? How can we maybe fine-tune your game plan and your pre-mental game strategy so that you're really positioned best for the next time you're in a similar situation. So bottom line is research has shown athletes are much more motivated. They're going to dig deep if they have coaches that follow a motivational new school approach as to the old school militaristic my way or the highway approach. If you're a coach and you're looking to improve your style and get more into that new school groove, then really look at the different learning styles of your athletes. Are you really able to have them dig deep into their motivation and what's driving them to do the best they can? And if you don't know what you're doing well, maybe ask them or have your assistant coach ask them what makes a good coach and what will motivate them. They'll give you the answers, and then you can start to bring that into your coaching style. I'd love to hear your comments and posts, and if you found that a particular thing about a coach has really helped to motivate you, go ahead and leave a post, and others can really benefit from that in this community. If you're interested in the 7 mistakes even the best athletes make, go to my website, expertsportsperformance.com, put your name and email address in the upper right-hand side. Immediately, you'll get my free starter kit. Look forward to talking with you soon. Lauren Fogelman, expertsportsperformance.com. More focus, more wins.